think I look more fabulous the brighter the light is. What do you think? Fabulous. Just kidding, guys. But seriously, stick around, watch, see how I transform into this. Princess. Okay. And doing NYX Born to Glow primer. I'm actually a big fan of this primer. I've been using this for a little while now. Pretty good. I don't think it really makes me glow though. So, but it's a good primer. Smell isn't great, which you kind of get with, I feel like the higher end primers usually smell good. So this could smell better. That would be great. And then I'm gonna start with my eyes because we will probably have a bunch of fallout because I'll be using some dark colors. So priming my eyes with the NYX eyeshadow base. It comes in a little thing, kind of like the MAC Painterly things. Painter pots? I don't know. I hate these stupid things. I prefer my tubes because I can't get my finger in there, especially if I have my nails done, which I don't, but they're still getting longer, so I don't want to stick my finger in it. Am I too blue? Would you tell me if I was a Smurf? Is that any better? No, that's way worse, isn't it? Okay. This one we can use with all these shiny new colors. I'm not sure if they still sell these because I think they have the Avant Pop ones coming out and stuff, but where I live, we're behind on everything. And then I have the Sex Bomb palettes. I recently saw these in Target and I thought they were getting pretty old, but this is my go-to when I'm traveling because it has my black, it's got some transitions, it's got one sparkle, and then it's got a cream color. It doesn't stop me from bringing along my my everyday white for my highlight because it's still just a cream, but it's just the basic colors that I need. So let's branch out a little bit. Let's be a little funky today and go with the colors, shall we? I'm gonna start with this light cream color here, which is, I can tell I've dabbed into a few times. I'm just gonna put that on as my base. Maybe I'm gonna use a fluffier brush though. Get that all over my eyes. Get rid of any discoloration that I might have, that I know I have. And I think I'm gonna take this almost grayish brown. It's another matte shadow, and I'm gonna pop that into my sockets. I'm going to flick it out here. You can see what I'm doing there. It is following a slight curve of my eye. I'm just gonna keep blending that. So that'll be my transition color. And I'm gonna take this kind of burnt orangey color. I'm gonna pop that right on top, just over top, and I'm gonna just lightly put it on there. And then I'm gonna blend with a clean brush so that it goes in a little bit more seamlessly. But that'll just add a little bit of warmth. And then if you want to keep it more natural, maybe use brown for the next step, or like a lighter brown color. I'm gonna go for this deep one right here and pop that in. This one is so velvety. It's really weird how the consistencies of all these different shadows seem to change. And I am just flicking this up here. And I'm just gonna go back and put a little bit more, just increase. And then I'm gonna blend it all together. I'm gonna go for this dark purpley brown. Let's see what that does. I'm gonna pop that right on top. And a little bit closer than my inner V. And all this is doing is really smoking it out. And I'm flipping back and forth between patting on the color and just using a clean blending brush. I say clean because I used it already, so it's not clean. I will probably wash it again before using it. I'm not too picky about cleaning brushes that are only being used on my face, but if they're being used on other people's face, obviously I would wash it, but I'm a little less picky about my own face being touched by things that have touched my own face. If that makes any sense. I feel like this base just makes the colors not stick very well. I think if I had used my normal base instead of the NYX one, I'd be done by now. Okay, and then I'm going to take this black shade and I'm going to pop that on my lower lash line and then above. And I am using the same brush for all of these just to pack on the color. And then I'll go in if I needed to do more detailed work. This is my favorite brush though. Just love the shape. Okay, and then I'm gonna blend. Oh, look at all that fallout. This is why I don't do my eye makeup first. Because all that fallout, that would just be all over my foundation right now. And I'm gonna go over it with this light pinkish color again, the light pink tan color, and I'm gonna blend the inner corner a little bit more. This is just gonna give me a little bit more face. It'll also kind of create a gray transition because there isn't really a good gray in here. And then I'm getting annoyed with the fallout, so I'm taking a makeup wipe. Isn't this cute? These were 99 cents at Walmart when it was Halloween time. I stocked up. Oh my god. Look at that. It's just insane amount of fallout. It's crazy. And then I'm making a bit of a point like the cat eye. I will need to reapply my primer underneath my eyes when I'm done. But that's neither here nor there. Let's just keep going with the eye look, if we will. I think I want to pack on a bit more color on the inner corner. Oh, we could do a fun color. Let's see. We could do a blue. I don't like the blue that much. We could do the green. The green would look good against that little bit of orange we put in there. Let's take a smaller brush. And this little green shimmery color in the top corner. I bet this is gonna have fallout for days. Wow, that does nothing. Okay, we're gonna spray that with some Fix It spray. So I got my matte finish. And hopefully if I spray this, I'll get some of the sparkles. Because that's what I want. I really want the sparkles. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit more sparkles. And then just for good measure, I'm going to tidy up the edges a little bit with some more of the more natural looking tan color. Just put that on the edge of what I just created so that it doesn't look so harsh. I want a little bit more black, so because this black just isn't very dark. So just putting it right there. And I'll go in and attempt to blend it as well as I can. Take my matte white and put that underneath my brows. thinking we'll do brows today because NYX actually has the stuff that I use to do my brows because I do my brows a little weird. So that'll be fun. And now we're ready to do my face. So I have this matte, stay matte but not flat foundation, which is a little old at this point, and quite frankly, I'm not sure if it's gonna match. So we might have to mix it. Fortunately, NYX has Pro Foundation Mixer. I bought a bunch of these, and now they came out with a new one from the Total Coverage line, which is a new foundation that I think they're gonna try to replace this with. And they are all excited because they have 30 colors, and I'm just like, yeah, you have 30 colors, but you only have 10 in the fucking store, so I don't know. So I'm just gonna give this a whirl and see what happens, and see if I need to add any white foundation to this. Ooh. Oh wow. Oh wow, I'm really pale. I think this is actually gonna work. It's not very much coverage, but I think this is gonna work. Oh, yeah. I think I'm gonna throw a little bit of white in there. So I'm just mixing it in the lid of another palette, and I'll wash the palette after I'm done. And then just stirring it up. What do you think? Does it fit me a little bit better? Can you even see the difference? You can't use that foundation mixer to do white face on yourself if that's something that you're into. I don't recommend it. There's not enough coverage, so you can't quite do a white face with that. And by white face, I don't mean like the reverse of blackface. I mean like white face, like clown makeup or traditional goth makeup. It just doesn't work for that. You're gonna need some Krylon for that, or some Krylon. That sounds like I'm telling you to put spray paint on yourself. You're gonna need Krylon, or I used to use Manic Panic back in the day when I wore white face. What was the other one we used on our face? Lots of powder foundations and stuff that they come out as saying is really bad for you. Because it has a lot of talcum powder in it. Oh, look at that, I just put it right into my hair. It's funny how you find out the things you did when you were younger were actually like so horrible for you that like now you're afraid for your own safety. This is why I normally don't do my foundation on camera, because I literally just sit here and I can bounce it on my face forever. And I like wait for it to dry a little bit and then I bounce more on. I'm a very cakey person. And this just doesn't seem to be wanting to dry on me. So I just took a blow dryer to my face and tried to cool it off a little bit and then packed it on. It just isn't giving me the coverage I want, so we're gonna go in with this NYX No Filter finishing powder thing, and let's see if that'll give us a little bit more. Oh, look, it's not even attached to the thing. Okay, let's see if this will cover up those red spots a little bit, and hopefully this will set the foundation. I don't remember it being this watery. I did shake it. And I mixed it too, so I don't know why this is so watery and icky. I guess you just get used to another foundation if you keep using the same one over and over again like I have been. Maybe. Wasn't gonna set my under eye, but until I put the concealer on, but I think I'm gonna have to, because or else this stuff is just gonna fall right off of me. So I'm gonna say that if you have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, you might want to stay away from this stuff. It just shows everything. Everything. But that's what filters are for, right? Just kidding. But seriously. So, I keep holding on to this one, this concealer, this NYX HD Studio concealer, because Raw Beauty Christy loves this stuff. She loves it. And every time I put it on, I'm like, oh, look, a color that actually is the right color for me. It's really rare to find a drugstore that's the right color. But then I put it on and it's so watery and it covers up nothing. Nothing. So even though it's the wrong color, in the lightest shade, the Age Rewind, I like that one better because it actually covers up what I need it to. And say I would go in on a light makeup day and all I want to use is like concealer and powder and then be out the door. I can. With this, there's no way. There's no way. And I'm hoping it's not gonna dig up. Okay, maybe it's this beauty blender. Let's try a different beauty blender. I'm gonna try a dry beauty blender. Let's see if that does anything. There we go. Should really wash these now. It's been a minute. So I think that actually took color off and made my bags look worse. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a little bit of white and put that right here. Right here. This is where I feel like I get the darkest. Now I'm gonna take a small concealer brush and conceal. And that was just a white jumbo NYX stick. It looks a little bit better. Maybe a little bit more over here. So I'm basically using this instead of a color corrector because I don't have a NYX color corrector. Looks a little bit better. Okay. Maybe you can't see it, but I can see it. So that's what's important. So then I got my NYX HD powder, which everybody hates. I'm just unimpressed with it. I don't think it's anything to write home about, but I normally don't really care about setting powders. I'm not horribly picky. I thought the e.l.f. one was a little bit better than this just because it went on, like it was finer almost, which doesn't make any sense because I think it's like half the price, but sometimes that's what's best. Okay. So that is set. I'm gonna go back over here with my eye pencil because my lines got a little smudgy in trying to make this foundation work because this foundation is not my friend. So next I'm gonna want to finish up those eyes. So let's see. I don't really want to put more color from this thing on here, my eyes, because of how much fallout that has. So I'm going to use the same brush that has a little bit extra on there. And I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line just with what's on the brush, because I really don't want the fallout from all that black. Take that tannish color that I was using on my inner corner. I'm going to put that on my outer corner and just fuzz this out a little bit. Now I'm going in with the matte liquid liner and I'm just going to line my eyes. Oops, I've made a little polka dot on the bottom. That's okay. Someone's gonna hate me for saying this, but this one reminds me a lot of the Urban Decay liners. And that doesn't have to look perfect because I'm gonna smudge it. So I'm taking, can you tell I like this brush? This one was a really cheap e.l.f. brush. I'm gonna smudge this in with normally do this part with eyeshadow because it's a little less messy. But with this eyeshadow, I don't know that it would be less messy. I'm just gonna lighten up the edges with the white that is in here. Man, these full face tutorials get long. I'm gonna have to really edit that. So another thing that I love from NYX is their contour palette. So I'm just gonna use it. This is my everyday palette. So I'm just gonna carve out my cheekbones, make myself look bronzy. Not really, I just want to make my face look less round. That was something I hated growing up, is the round face. I did not like it. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of it now either, but I love myself in spite of everything. In spite of my flaws, I have to love myself a little. You'll notice that I drag my bronzer in my contour down a little bit more than a normal person. That is on purpose. I don't remember what makeup guru I saw do that, but she had a more round face and it made her look a little bit more angular. So I'm gonna trust her on this and keep doing it. I need to remember her name. She was a smaller one too. It would have been nice to tell you guys who it is. And then I use the white that is pretty much a little bit darker than my skin tone, even though it's supposed to be a highlight. And I use that to blend my edges. Although I don't think blending is something that this foundation is letting me do much of right now. I'm just turning into cake. Hot mess. It's just not sticking to the side of my face. This side took it really well, and then this side it just didn't want to take it. Oh no, I'm hitting pan! What's cool about these is you can get refillables. And I usually don't nose contour because I got a pretty small nose, but I'm not liking the way that I'm thinking maybe the contour powder can save me somehow. So I'm just gonna do a quick contour. Oh my god, that's so weird. Look how well it's stuck on this side, and then on the other side, nothing. Like, big gap here. I don't understand why it's doing that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use the highlighter. I got the Duo Chrome something something. I don't know, I only bought it because Jeffree Star used it. But I did not get the look he did with it. You really do need the stick underneath to make it really sticky. But actually this is looking really good with this foundation. Maybe because this foundation's extra sticky? I don't know. It's actually working better than it did the other day. It's not going all the way across. This foundation is just sticky in really weird spots. It's not sticky all the way through, if that makes any sense. It's like it didn't get powdered, but I know it did because I powdered it. Words, I don't even know. Don't even know. But I'm gonna use the finishing spray before I do my eyebrows and my mascara. I know somebody's gonna think that's really weird. I just want my face to dry. I'm hoping that it'll dry. And I'm just so scared it's gonna melt. Oh, don't talk while spritzing. Okay. I'm super excited. I bought myself a little treat. A mechanical white eyeliner pencil. This is always sold out at my Ulta, and I found it at Fred Meyer. And I'm just gonna go under here real quick. So I'm about to do that. So product I love from NYX is this Control Freak eyebrow gel. It's got like a little mascara wand. And you can just rake your eyebrows. This is really great, I think, for people who have like naturally perfect eyebrows. Not saying I do, but I mean, I like my eyebrows, they're okay. I actually have them now, so that's something. I haven't shaved them all off in a while, so go me. And then I love these Vivid Brights. I think if you want these, you need to go get them now. I'm gonna stock up on them because I think that they're getting rid of this and the Primal Color line. I think that these two are gonna go, but these are what I use for my eyebrows most of the time, because using a Urban Decay pencil just isn't working anymore because I go through it so quick. So this gel kind of acts like an adhesive for my brows before I put on the shadow. If you're gonna do gel anything, you need to be able to cover it with some kind of powder, or else it'll just imprint into something else. And most people don't want it to. I'm a 90s girl, I got tiny eyebrows. That's just what we do. And then this, going through it and combing it, just makes them look like it's your real hair as opposed to a bunch of paint on your face. Worth the hype. All those beauty YouTubers are promoting. Let's see. I actually really don't like NYX's mascaras, so this will be a interesting test. I find that they usually flake off of me. I'm not mad at the brush. Brush seems fine. Okay. I guess the real test is gonna be how long does this last before flaking. Ooh. I'm gonna go in with my NYX Simply Vamp in a purple color. I wish that they stayed on a little bit better. I saw a really cute picture of myself where I overlined my lips like crazy. So I really want to try to get that look again, if I can. I'm going to go in with the Transylvania from NYX. Apparently this is very much so coveted. I couldn't find it for the longest time, and then when I found it, I bought all of them. So I have like a whole hoard of them, and they're not my favorite. I don't use them every day. I should have waited to decide if they were my favorite or not, but they were so hard to find, I didn't want to have to scavenge for them again. Why do I always try to talk while I'm doing this? Okay, overlined to the gods. Let's release the hair. God, I can't stop looking at my lips, honestly. I'm just like, whoa, those are big. This is what I'd look like with like lip injections. It's kind of awesome. I'm gonna put a little bit more here. But yeah, I think that's a look. What do you think? Am I fabulous? If you made it this far, thank you. I'm sorry this is so long. I normally don't want to do a full face because I use the same products every day, but this is a little bit of a change. I still use the same contour palette that I normally use, but I didn't use the same foundation, and I certainly didn't use the same powder, because I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I think this needs to go. This just never felt like it got dry, and I shook it a lot. Like, I don't know what more I could do with that. But in the eye, I had a lot of fallout. So those are the things I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of that. I thought this was pretty cool for the first time. Journey's still out on the mascara. Like the white eyeliner, love the liquid liner. Obviously, I love the products I use on my brows. I love my Primal Color pink eyeshadow and the Vivid Brights gel liner. I love those. And, you know, you can't go wrong with my plain matte white single shadow that I love. I didn't use any of the brushes. Oh no, I did use one brush. I used, for my highlight, that was actually a NYX brush. They did come out with brushes now. Okay, so this has already been a video that was longer than it needed to be. So thank you for sticking around. And if you stuck around this long, please leave a chipmunk emoji in the comments because I love chipmunks and it would just make my day. And thank you guys. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, follow me on Twitter. Bye guys.